She knows Spanish. You know, she went up to them and
was like,
they were trying to get over her.
There's card that just carry. I'm
like, hey,
Gus, why did they do this?
She's like,
it's
hard.
It's 100% true.
It
100% true.
Like, we know.
I don't know if it's like that with like black and light skin, but I don't know. Maybe it is.
At Rancho? I was so mad.
That's the thing. I protect my friends, and so. But if you like an acquaintance, I'm like, bitch, you on your own.
Right. The next time you see them, like, are you okay? Are you over this?
Like, oh, you survived.
Back to the falling out thing.
Yeah.
So back to the falling out thing, because like I've had like very few fallouts. Like I guess I would call fallouts, right? Like to me, a fallout is like you get in an argument or you're not talking to somebody for something that they've done or you've done or something happened, right? I don't think men really have a lot of that. But do you think that women do have like more fights amongst friends because that's just how it is with women? Like I know, because like even my girl, right? Even Lauren, like she has friends that she's been friends with for a long time. But when they fall out, it's usually like an emotional falling out, and then they don't talk for a fucking long time. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, if it was me and my boy and we had that same altercation or whatever, like we'd at least try to rationalize and be like, oh, hey, bro, like I was out of line or you were out of line. Like, this is what we got to do. If we can't hash it out, then we're not friends anymore. But I just feel like females just kind of like, not all, I can't say all females, but most females, just from the perspective of my girl, they just like have emotional falling outs and it lasts longer because of pride, or what is it? Like,
It's a female.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, when you were saying that, I was thinking the same thing. My bad, but I was like, what? I was like, yeah, that's a lot of drama, bro. That's a lot of back and forth. But I think it's also like a culture thing and it's a sex thing with like me, Cisco, Junior. I don't know. We all just like typically hang out, make fun of each other.
Right.
What?
Nothing after the pod.
Oh, you got it.
Do you guys keep track of time? Do you think it's a difference? Like, do you know how long you've like not reached out or like separated?
It took me.
I feel like with me or with the guy,
Cisco.
I just like, oh, that's been hella long, but I don't really think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do
I
you
don't
guys keep it?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, wow.
I mean, like, I was in a long relationship, so I just like basically worried about that relationship and my family, you know, and then here's Shorty, you know, and like social media kept us like together.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, like now we just
talk about
I don't know, we talk all the time, so
that's good. All right, so what do you got against social media? I mean, we all probably have something.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
do.
fuck social media, but okay, so just as far as like the girls, like, do we like hold grudges longer? I think our falling outs are a little bit more
drama.
It's just like drama, but like when we hurt each other, like it's like a lot more deep. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
We take things like a little bit more personally. And like, so when it gets to that level, you're just like, oh, hell no. Like, you know what I mean? But even not like, oh, hell no. Like, oh, like you really hurt me. Like, you know what I mean? And like, so like, and we share a lot with each other. So like sometimes like if something gets leaked or it's just like, bitch, you was the only one that knew that. So like if anybody else knows that was you. Like, you know what I mean? So
those
it's
aren't
like,
your friends, Sade.
And guys share like
You're
that
trying to make
deeper stuff
relationships
too
with
to
people
even
that
get cut
need
that
better
deep.
friends.
Yeah, well, you know,
Hey, they say keep your enemies closer though.
Right. Yeah, guys do. I think when that shit happens amongst men, like just from my perspective, right? Like if I was to share something with somebody and then it comes out and I'm like, there's only, you know, only so-and-so knew about it or whatever, it would be a confrontation. And I don't think men do that because they don't want to have the confrontation. So we have that kind of like general respectability of like, I don't want to physically fight you, so I'm not going to say this. You know what I mean? Where I guess with women, if they're comfortable with another woman and they're like,
they just really want to
it just comes
feelings.
out. Yeah, and they want to hurt the other person's feelings. They know the information about. Oh, it just
grimy.
It just escaped me. There was a quote literally that pertains to this particular like conversation, and I can't remember exactly how it goes, but the guy was saying, like, if you want to hurt a man, you tell a lie about him. But if you want to hurt a woman, you tell the truth about her. It's something
That
like
is
that.
true.
That's pretty good. Because anything that like, you know,
We all drink to that.
Like I feel like you have to be ready to be judged about whatever action you did or whatever, you know. So because it can all at any time, you know, it could be leaked or whatever. So you have to just deal with the consequences. But yeah, if someone says something about you that's not true, and you have to fight that would be like, what the fuck? Like, yeah,
exactly. What were you gonna say, guys?
I was gonna say some people like I don't know. Some people might say that it's easier to be a man because you like don't. You're not confrontational, like Rudy said. But some people might say something different, like, you know what? That's actually pretty stupid, because to be real and to be like, yo, let's hold each other accountable for what we've done. Because a lot of maybe the issues, and this is kind of like all of like above the surface, because we're not necessarily talking about something like specific, but I don't know. I feel like if we were more real with each other and be like, yo, why are you telling me not to do this and you're doing this, or worse,
right?
You know? So it's a level of like morals. Yeah. Like when morals clash, it's a whole nother fucking thing.
Right. Because I've had people like that I hung out with, and I wouldn't consider them like friends, but they're like friends of friends or whatever, and I wouldn't trust them doing certain things around them because I don't know who they're gonna say to or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's not just like I don't know, going to like your point. It's not like that I don't want to confront them or whatever about it, but it's just like I don't have that trust with you yet.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't respect you because I don't know you. You know,
yeah.
And there's things I would do around people I respect. Yeah. Then you know, and people I don't like have that respect for. You know, I wouldn't do things around them or with them or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
But yeah, it's true. You gotta have that kind of like, I don't know, mutual respect and just communication, you know, and honest communication.
So if roles were reversed, I don't know, like say if we were women and if you were guys, what would be some of the things that you guys feel like you'd be privileged to do, or what would you guys want to do?
If I was a man, what would yo. For me, you can go first.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna drink this.
I have a lot to say. For me,
I got a lot to say today.
I got a lot to say too.
Shit, it's been a long week. No, but like
sure has. Drink to that.
For me, like if I were a man, number one, I would want to go into corporate America or a business, like right, like I would want to see what that's like in contrast to like my experiences. Because I've always had a job, like not numerous jobs. I hold down jobs, people. But like I've done a lot of different things, and a lot of my experiences have been with women, like powerful women. They're running the companies, they're the executives, they're the CEOs. So I've seen a lot of that. But I also hear a lot of people who have the opposite, where the man, like it's a very male-dominated field, and it's like they're treated differently. Like they are almost like on this pedestal, on this hierarchy. Like they're smarter. Like, you know what I mean? I'd want to know what it felt like to be a powerful man who was able to like make decisions, or just even like what it feels like to be a man, like kind of how we talked about last time, just being in a club, like you know what I mean, and not having to be like on guard and protecting myself all the time. I would just like I would just want to feel like what it would feel like to be
not preyed on.
Not prey and not thought as like, you know, fragile. Like I just want to know what it feels like to like kind of be on top all the time, like you know what I mean. And looked at as like the superior because
on top. She's like on top.
Yeah, I would say this: if Sade like had a role reverse, she would be a fucking alpha male. Yeah, she has that. Like her personality and like seriously, like any room that Sade walks into, like you just know she's walked in. She brought a new like energy to the room. You know what I mean? So if she was a man,
feel it too.
You know what I mean? Like if there was a man Sade. Then it'd be crazy, bro.
Do you
like,
feel like does she feel like she'd have the same issues or confrontations that you had with women if your role was reversed?
There could be guys that hate on you or something because you have like this swag or something, this confidence to you.
Do guys hate on you like that?
No, you know, low key, I think. Well,
I think so.
It's a jealousy. I think guys get jealous.
Yeah, they do.
I think guys get jealous more than hate, right?
Think so?
I think
But do you
so,
think it's
because
over females or just
No.
like?
any old
No,
thing, I think.
well, about females, but what I know of, like, growing up with a lot of, like, males and things like that, especially with family.
Right, yeah, our family.
Especially with family.
Macho people.
So there are a lot of alphas in our family, and when they walk in, they are dominators. They're just like, I don't care about anything or anybody. But when somebody like don't like them because the way that they carry themselves, it's just
It triggers
problem.
them.
It's bad.
They'll confront it.
Yeah,
confront it.
yeah.
They'll go up to them and be like, "Hey, you have a problem," and you know, it's just.
But sometimes they seem to be like the more understanding. Sometimes with like a high frame, very aggressive. You're just like, hey man, I'm just trying to say this. And they're like, oh.
But I
And
guess
you
what
see, like, a
makes
whole
you
nother side
guys
of them.
aggressive? Like what makes you guys like need to like poke out your chest like when it comes to other men?
I don't know.
Like what like triggers you to be like, oh,
I'm
he's
trying
not
to.
like that.
I'm
I
trying
need to
to
raise up.
Yeah, I'm trying to explore that more, and that's why like, one of my New Year's resolutions is to read more books on like manlyhood and stuff like that, right? Because I think that a lot of guys who are super like trying to be what's considered alpha, right, are just guys that don't have like a comfortability with themselves, so they have to.
Yeah, I think it's a pride and a respect thing. So they don't want nobody to cross that line or to make them, you know,
or that line's been crossed and they couldn't get over it. You know what I mean? They're like somebody crossed that line with them, and now they don't ever want to feel like that again. So they try to make themselves even more macho. You know what I mean? Or alpha and shit like that.
I've seen a lot of those.
But
what's crossing the line though? Like what would like give me give us an
I think
example.
intentionally, anything intentional.
Yeah, as a man,
Like
if
what?
you go to another man and you intentionally do something to like make him feel bad, or do something like in front of people to make him look stupid or something like that,
Embarrass
like it's a
them.
power play, right? Because like with men, it's power plays. Like I don't know, you know, women. A lot of stuff, it's like you can jab one another but still be friends. Like I've seen women kind of like throw shade at one another, but at the end of the day, they're hugging and taking shots together, you know?
I don't
But like
know
a guy, like,
I mean,
like as a
there's
man,
some
if
like
you're
that,
taking
but-
a shot at somebody, you're taking a jab at somebody, like it's gonna elevate into, you know, a confrontation. You're like, what the fuck? We're like, what
Most
is that? What am I?
likely.
Yeah, what
Most
am I
likely.
doing? What did I do to you? You know?
Depends.
It's like
too.
a power move. Like if a guy wants to look more, you know, have more power over another man, he's going to do things to make that man look less than him, right? Whether it's like jokes about him or, I mean, you see it all the time, especially like when I was young. And I used to be a pretty emotional being. Like I'm learning that about myself now. Like guys would be able to trigger me quick, right? And I teach my son about this because like, and it's and it's because
That's right, it's about the astrology, bro.
but yeah,
fucking brujeria, bro.
Wait, what?
but no, witchcraft. But no, like so when I was younger, like I would have, you know, I mean, I don't think I'm like a super attractive person, but when I was younger, I have like a lot of female attention, you know, and like my, but I've had like a lot of female attention, and my cousins or even just friends, when we're around females, they would just immediately attack me, you know what I mean, and say stuff to like make me look less attractive to them
In front of them?
Yeah, in front of the women, and I'd be like, what the fuck, like, you know, like what's
I thought
going
we
on?
were cool, yeah.
And I would, my emotions would trigger, and I would just jump, you know, and it's because now that I'm learning, it's because I was raised by a mom, like I was raised by a single mom,
Yeah.
so I perceive when she gets frustrated, her emotions flare, right? Where a man really doesn't, like especially old school men, they don't let their emotions show, right?
Right.
So if I was around that, I probably wouldn't have been such an emotional creature, but I was a very emotional creature. And now that I'm older, like I just let less things trigger my emotions. You know what I mean? I want to use my rationality before anything else.
Thank you.
But yeah. But I just think a lot of guys
Stand on your
don't.
thank
A
you.
lot of guys don't know that about themselves, right? They don't know what they don't know. They just are who they are because they never take time to discover themselves. And a lot of guys grow up in either single mother households, or they had a father who was emotionally unavailable, or even an emotional father. You know what I mean? And
there does
just
come a
pick
point
up
as a
on
man where you're like,
Yeah.
I see what I went through as a kid affects me now as an adult. I'm sure as a woman too,
Right.
right? Like,
Oh yeah,
you're
definitely.
just
Well,
like,
did you
wait
grow up with a
second.
single mom too?
Yeah.
I met your auntie. She's so down. Your mom was a single mom.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a single mom too.
So do you, like how Rudy said, do you think that dictated how you react to situations?
Yeah. Yeah, especially at like with Chalet, for example. Yeah, there was time. Yeah.
Love you, Chalet.
Yeah,
We gotta get her on here. We gotta get her on here.
I was trying to tell her to come, but we couldn't find a babysitter, so
All these kids.
I'm invited first, so I must go.
Exactly.
There's a macho immediate.
Let them play out there.
No,
Everybody bring
but
their
yeah,
kids.
there was a point like in our relationship, especially like where I was like, man, I'm really like like my mom in a lot of ways, and I was kind of ashamed. You know, yeah, I'm
Why?
very proud of like of what she's done to me and for me, and all of that. But there also comes a point where you're just like, man, this could have been better or something, you know?
Right.
Well, like emotionally, like since she was like a
she's
single
strict.
female.
Yeah, or how she would handle
you're-
things. Yeah, how she would handle things really is her response to like anger or something, you know?
Right.
So I noticed I was becoming kind of the same.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't. And it wasn't even bad. But it was one of those things where it's like, yo, this reminds me of like someone really close to me that bugged me. That they did that and I can't do the same. You know what I mean? I can't ask this person to not do that when I'm doing the same.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a hard conversation to have with yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That anything that
It's
annoys you,
definitely
it
necessary.
annoys you for a reason because
Right.
it reminds you of yourself, but you hate to admit it, or you know,
Yeah.
And then also when you're in a situation, you're like, you feel embarrassed or something, you act opposite of the way you normally act
Right.
regularly.
But that just tests my morals too, though, because
Yeah.
like I talked to you guys about last episode. I'm like, you know, not, I don't want to say pretty like, what, church person or whatever.
Yeah.
Religious.
Spiritual.
Yeah. I'm just a spiritual person, and so I always check my morals with what I'm learning and like
Absolutely.
the Bible and stuff, and if I'm really practicing what I'm preaching. So
Yeah, bro, that's another.
there does come a point I was like, man,
That's another thing I'm doing. Like I read books that are written by guys who like are psychologists and stuff like that and understand like the male paradigm, right? But also I'm reading the Bible in chronological order this year. That's my New Year's resolution.
Hell yeah.
And there's a lot in there. Like people don't. I get people don't want to be religious, right? Because they don't want to be told what to do or whatever. But bro, being spiritual and like reading the Bible and not necessarily committing to a church or whatever, it feeds your spirit.
It's
you know
a story.
What I mean? Yeah, it's
It
like
does.
it shows what the creator of the universe has done for men who just had a good alignment with him. Because
Right.
fuck, man, you look at the biblical kings.
that
Like
was
David
also
and shit.
about men only.
Yeah,
There are some
there's
females
women
in the
there too.
Bible,
Yeah,
though.
there's really good. I mean, Ezra is a full book by a female, right?
Yeah.
And then Esther too. Yeah,
Esther.
it's good.
Thank you. Esther
yeah,
was
so
nice.
any
was
sex,
nice
right?
with it.
Laid the fucking
any
that's
sex is gonna find
goddamn,
some good
bro.
information in there. You know what I mean? But it's just helpful because like I do want to get like I've been wanting to get my spirit more in line, right? And I think like last year I did a lot of that. I did a lot of soul searching and stuff. And then this year it's like applying a lot of the stuff that I've found or like discovered
that's
or
the thing,
whatever.
bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Because
you
you can
have
have
to
all the
apply it.
knowledge in the world, but if you don't apply it, it's meaningless. You know?
It is.
Exactly, bro.
What you
It
know?
is.
What's anything good if it's in a fucking case?
That's why I'm
You know
not
what I
thinking
mean?
about
Well, that's
reading
how it
books.
is with life, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So,
I get 15-minute books narrated to me now.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, because I'm just trying to apply.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
right.
I'm on page like 10 and I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Like, and I already caught something that I can go and
Yeah.
apply.
Right.
Like, why the fuck do I have to read the whole book to inspire myself, you know?
Will Smith's book I heard is fire.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's
what I
just
heard.
He
like
let
doing
it
a lot
all
of
out,
talk.
huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of talking in it, but like
Hey, he
can
said,
do it.
he didn't. It came a point where he didn't have pleasure coming. Calm the fuck
Calm the
down.
fuck down.
Well, you know what?
It's
These
wild.
motherfuckers doing coke or so. Yeah,
It was wild. Why would you
Whiskey
say
dick or something.
that?
'Cause
You gotta think though,
I don't know what
Why do you
like
say that out
a
loud?
man like Will Smith, he's probably done a lot of coming. You know what I mean? He's got options to do that. You know what I
maybe
mean?
he's
He
right.
says that. He's like, I've had a lot of women. I've had a lot
Right.
of meaningless
Yeah.
like encounters. Like he says that.
yes.
Like even with Jada, before Jada, during Jada,
Yeah.
like we talked about that a little bit.
Right.
That
But
whole Jada's Will shit is kind of crazy. It's like,
I ain't mad at it. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm like. So like what you were saying about like the like short reads, like right. You guys should all read the 4 agreements.
I love.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yo,
Great.
like 3 times already through it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, be mindful of
Short
your tongue,
read.
like your
Right.
tongue, like your like
Yeah.
what you
Your
say,
word is
like
your
your
bond.
word,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your words speak power, like you know what I mean. And I've seen that.
What is
like,
this called?
happen.
The Four Agreements.
Four agreements.
Yeah.
By Deepak.
No.
Oh,
It's from someone from South America. So, yeah.
Okay, I can send it to you because I have it. I have a lot of like all those, and he has like a couple of like books in his series, but
Hell yeah.
hella short read. Like you can hella get through it, and all of it like it's like damn.
Yeah.
Like you can
Right.
apply this like right now and like just
Just hit you a little bit.
yeah, just
It
get
does.
better. Like just get better at that. Like off bat.
So what type of things did you maybe tell yourselves, or we don't have to say what we tell ourselves now, but like what were you insecure about that you maybe got over and stuff like that? Because like I know for me when I was younger, I was much smaller, and I just thought I was cute, but I didn't know if I was like,
you knew you
could hang.
Oh, you knew you was good.
And then also, like, I felt like I had a lot of acne and stuff, and like on my
you were
body and stuff. Yeah, so I didn't want to play basketball. I love playing basketball, but I didn't want to play shirts and skins versus jerseys.
Oh, just because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I felt like I held myself back. And it wasn't even that big of a deal. So like, what type of things did you guys were insecure about or got over?
There's a few things I could think of.
Mine was about weight.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Mine was about weight. I was very heavy. And then
I don't think you were though.
Now she's like
a lot of people say that though. Like
no, I really was. I was really was heavy.
you fluctuated.
Yeah, I did.
You fluctuated.
I mean, I was small, and then I got big, and then.
But didn't you play sports? Or
I did.
So
I
like
played softball and soccer and stuff. But I mean, I'm thick, muscly, and
that's also hard to like accept your body and look at yourself.
It is.
And which is kind of in now, but back then it probably wasn't as in too.
Right.
So like there was probably you had to.
like back then it was like you have to be skinny, or they don't like you. But back then I was like more muscly, But then I got fat, and then now I'm like.
It happened to all of us.
Now I'm just going to the gym, staying 3 hours a day, and that's what I love. So I love myself.
That's what's
It's not like you look good. Like this body makes sense. Like you're not supposed to be a size 3 or 4. Like that's just that.
No, I want to be a size 7, 9, and thick, and
you want to be a 7 or 9?
I am a size 9. I'm a size 9 now.
Okay, we're gonna talk about size.
I mean, like I don't know, like I always
It's a bitch stop
like
See, that's what y'all been fighting about. Some girls like, yo, you're size 13.
it looks good though.
You're size 13.
I think it's always been
my favorite.
Like because I looked up to my dad.
Yeah.
My dad was like in bodybuilding, weightlifter, and to tell the truth, I didn't have a choice. My dad's like, hey, we're going to the gym. I'm like, wait, what? Where are we going? And next minute I'm working out, and I lift more than. Yeah, and I lift more than half of these guys at the gym, and till this day now.
She be going hard in the gym. I be watching her videos.
It is. But like I like my body the way it is, but I want it better.
There comes a. That's always.
I
think
lift that weight.
That's always the battle though. Even like, even when you do like lose weight, you get a little pack or something. You're like, I look good.
Yeah,
But then you eat or something. It's like a mind fuck.
Right. It is. It's it's all. It's,
you have to learn
it's
how to
about mentality. Like it's all in your mind.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is getting to the gym.
Right.
When you're there. You're working out.
Right.
But just getting there is the hardest part.
How do you get there? North, south? Is it east? Is it west?
No, I just
plug it in.
okay.
Put it in your GPS.
Plug it in your GPS.
I just drive, and then I'm like, oh, I'm here at the gym.
Oh, that's true.
Just
How
naturally
did I
find
get
it.
here? So.
One of my insecurities just growing up. Okay, like I can't even call this an Jesus Christ. I can't even call it an insecurity, right? But like me as like a black girl, right? Like I've always been cool with everybody or whatever. But like men or boys at that time, men now, like them some black women. But like
Motherfuckers grew up for sure.
y'all grew up down there, everybody know.
Yeah.
But
You guys became men.
yeah, I just saw the beauty, which is. But
Yes.
like I just felt like everybody's like, oh, like you're pretty for a black girl, like you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like I get that a
That's
lot.
fucked up.
Like I always got that. Just
For
like
a black girl.
like what do you
That's what we're
mean?
saying, 'cause
Like
black girls are ugly.
yeah.
I get that a lot
You ever
too.
call a motherfucker out? You like, is that because you mean black girls are ugly?
I like at that
that
point
time,
I didn't know what to say.
that
I
Friday
was like,
wouldn't say nothing.
are you cute? Like,
But this Friday was, I have a lot to say.
oh, I'm not nigga and stuff. Can you say nigga on here?
We don't answer no fucking body. This is our show. No,
They don't like it,
fucking
get
sponsors.
out.
But I'm always like,
There aren't any block it.
Hide
Give them a free sponsor.
but that's like something that I would definitely hear all the time. Like, oh, like I usually don't date black girls, but you are. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck does
They're
that
trying to
even
prize
mean?
you.
Like, you know what I mean? What?
They're trying to prize you.
Yeah.
They're pretty much saying,
Yeah.
I typically don't do this, but for you,
But
I
for
will.
like for you, I will.
Yeah.
like they ask like weird questions about
Right.
like, what's it like being with a black girl? Or is this different? Is that different? I'm like, I don't know. Like find out.
Come find out.
I mean, we have the same body parts, you know.
Right.
Because
I mean, they are a little different though.
I mean,
they are darker. You know,
That's it.
I mean,
from what-
melanin it just hits in different places, but like you two are with black women, and so that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like more and more like people are like not even more curious, just like it's more acceptable to like say out loud that you are attracted to black women. So it wasn't an insecurity of mine because I've never been like, oh my god, I hate that I'm black and I'm dark skinned, and like I just like I've never been like that.
Proud.
Like my
Never
parents
lacked
didn't
confidence.
teach me like, or my parents taught me just to like love myself, but people like out in school, like middle school and stuff, I got a lot of that. And I'm just like, what do you mean? But I mean, I've always been proud to be black. I love.
I think
culture.
the thing is though, like you didn't let yourself succumb to anybody. Like if somebody said that, like I'm sure you wouldn't like date them and take them serious.
Like you could handle it
'cause
anyway,
some-
so bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Just like
a game
some
at that
people,
point.
they might just like, oh, that's the way it is. So maybe I still like you. I want to date you still. But no, you don't give those people the time that because they don't deserve it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want to
like that.
explain my life, my hair, my skin, the
Yeah.
oil,
Yeah.
the shea butter.
You
I don't
should
want to have
just-
to do all that.
you should just
It's
all of
too
it.
hard. It's too hard.
That's super cool that you shared that and stuff because like I mean mine for sure was probably like my emotionality, right? Now that I came to realize it, that was like an insecurity I had, like is that I was quick to be triggered, right? In certain situations with certain people, especially if I didn't know them, right? But
You like want to fight?
yeah, I would just get hot, bro. I was a hothead. Like when I was younger,
Okay.
I was just a hothead, bro.
He
Yeah.
was
was.
emotional.
He was.
I was just
he was.
super
What's up, bro?
quick to trigger. Yeah,
You said hi to me?
He said hi to me. What's up? No, but
Who said you talked to
but I think a lot of that actually stemmed from my skin color. Like even in a Latino family, I'm being the darkest and things like that.
Colorism.
There was always colorism, and I was always that was the first thing that somebody would attack me on. You know what I mean? So if they couldn't attack me any other way, because I would try to keep myself in shape or whatever, or dress the way I could, best way I could dress or whatever, they would fucking attack me because I was brown skinned.
He was dark.
And they
know.
would just
Dark.
they would just
I didn't mean it that way.
Paulino was definitely there.
What's
when
crazy?
No, I
crazy?
seen it.
That's what I'm
I was
saying.
there.
Yeah, what's crazy and what like I just thank like the universe, thank God for bringing like these kind of like situations where I can share stuff that I never thought I would share.
Yeah.
But honestly, when I went to middle school and I like seen Sade and how Sade was just so like Sade, she has a
She was
fucking
Sade.
beautiful personality and like
Open.
she didn't
pretty
let
cool.
that. She was the only black girl a lot of times at school.
Yeah.
And I'd see her like be
for
so
noticing that. Jesus.
And I'd see her be so comfortable and stuff and be so like, man,
ain't
she's
care.
dark skinned like me and she's doing all this and she's like so like bubbly and like doesn't let people's opinion get to her. And like
inspired.
she didn't know that, but from a distance, from a distance, that's like what attracted me to her as a friend. Like I was like, damn, I want to know this person, because how does she do it, Because I was
How
so
does she be this
self-conscious
dark
about
and
it, bro.
happy?
No, you know what I mean? Because I grew and I was always proud to be dark skinned and stuff. Because like I really feel like my
but she's
skin,
dark.
I feel like my skin reflects my ancestry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no,
I have
for sure.
like it reflects like the real fucking. Latinos, like we were fucking before the Spanish
Yeah,
came
that's
in and
true.
stuff like
That's
that. We
true.
were dark skinned people, So I'm like, shit, my
We're here
ancestors.
first, is what I'm saying.
my ancestors
Sorry.
are speaking through my skin. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
But yeah, so I probably never ever told you that, Sade, because when would that ever come up in a
Right.
fucking conversation? But I think
Like, I like that you like that you're black and dark. Me too.
Well, do you feel like you had to be better in a certain way or something like that? Like the eye is on you, or something because you stand out, or like I don't know, because you always had a beautiful smile, and pretty and stuff. So like, do you feel like you had to represent in a certain way or something, or it was pressure or something? Or?
I mean, I think growing up as an African American person, like in any setting, like we're always taught like you have to be better, you have to do better, like you have to work harder because people aren't going to see you that like people aren't going
that
to.
true?
You have to
Yes, it's hella
was.
true.
You find out it was true. You're like,
Yeah, it's hella true. Like going to school, like having the jobs that I've had, like I've had a lot of jobs, like when I was in managerial positions, like supervisor positions, and it's really hard to gain respect from people because like one, I'm young, two, I'm a person of color, like sometimes I have braids, like I have my natural hair. It's just like a lot for people to like take in. But like from what you were saying, Rudy, people don't understand that colorism lives in it does the Hispanic community and the Latino community, the Asian community. Like it's huge, and it's not just us. And like you guys get it too. Like, right? Yeah, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. So it's like just interesting to hear like that perspective, because I mean I know it. Like I did a whole showcase at Weber State, a speech about colorism, and the whole panel was white, and they're just like, like they didn't get it. Like you know what I mean? Like it was a competition.
Should give an example.
Right. I get it. Like walk out drunk. But I did that. My whole family was there, like, because they're like, oh, this is gonna be a kind of a controversial topic. And then once I saw the panel was white, I'm like, this isn't gonna land. Like, this isn't gonna. And they were just like,
you should have just freestyled it.
Dude, I basically did. Like, I can send you the video. Yeah. That's a good
nice
speech
to see.
Too.
Yeah, it'd be nice
but
to
like
see.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I've dealt with. Like even my dad, right? Like he's darker than me. Like he's a chocolate man. Like he's had experiences like back in the day where his grandma wouldn't even let him go into the grocery store because she was light skinned. Yeah. The other cousins got to go in the store. My grandma didn't want to be seen with him because he was so dark skinned. Like you know what I mean? And so I haven't had anything like that crazy happen, but it happens in all of our communities. But people don't understand that there is value in fairer skin, like whether whether or not we want to acknowledge it or not. It's just there. Like, I don't know if you've dealt with that. Or
I wanted a quinceañera. My grandparents were like, okay, you know, let's get you a quinceañera.
Hell
but then my mom is like, no, she don't need no quinceañera. My dad's like, no, she don't need no quinceañera. And da-da-da-da. And I was like, I want a quinceañera. But I never got one.
Yeah.
But I was like,
we're going to throw you
one.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
as long as it's okay.
Yeah, she probably like, oh, it's no big deal.
Oh, your sister had
to
one.
me, I wanted to wear the dress for once.
Charlotte's face.
And everything, I wanted the big party and everything else.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, I'm like, that's damn near a wedding. I was like, yeah, go PPP along for that shit.
SBA.
I wanted
my daughter.
Did you ever think you'd have a sweet 16, or you're just like, oh, no, we don't?
No, they gave me a car. They're like, here you go. And I'm like, all right, fine.
Was there money in there at least?
No, I got a nice car though back then.
Or are you just like, oh, that was white people stuff?
Good.
Like, what do
you... Oh no, I did have a sweet 16.
Oh, that's nice.
She did.
Who was there? Were you there?
I was
at
there.
the hotel?
I was there.
No.
Yeah, I did have a sweet 16.
Everybody was
My
there.
aunt did it for me at the what's that hotel over the 21st Street? Like
it was Comfort Inn.
Yeah, Comfort Suites or Comfort Inn or whatever. My aunt rented
it was
out.
Nice.
Like,
so cool. Was it worth it? It sounds.
We got caught. Hell yeah! You want to drink this stuff?
Yeah, it was hella lit.
That's a good point. So, do you guys feel like when we were younger, like our parties were fucking way more lit?
Oh my god, so much better.
And this is why, right? Better. I think this is why. Because we didn't have social media, right? Like a lot of these fucking kids, they go somewhere, they have to be who their online persona is, right? So they can't get out of line with that. If they have followers or whatever, or people are seeing them, they don't want to like, be outside of the person they are. So and every party they go to, they got to film it because they got to show they're there. You know what I mean? But when we were fucking young, we didn't have that. So we were like, we're fucking partying. We danced. We did all kinds of fun shit. People would talk about it for weeks. You know what I mean?
We weren't on our phones. Like I went to even bars now, parties.
Right.
They're on their phones, and I'm like.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Let's conversate. Back then, we were like,
plugged in.
Every room was crowded full of people talking instead of phones. But again, text messaging didn't come in until like I was like in 10th, 11th grade.
Yeah. Even at our stomps, they would have to like separate us. But no.
I know, Sade always been a wild one.
Like, bro, is that Charlie? Let me get him on that. Damn.
But now, I love our generation.
Yeah.
Back then.
I think we had the best of both worlds at times.
Right. 90s. I mean, we didn't have cell phones. We had cordless or the wire phones, and we have to hide in the room, or our parents are listening to on the other end. Pagers. Oh my God, they paged me. And
we had to call the boys' house, like, is so and so there?
Yeah, don't fucking call back. Okay, and then we give it to the next person. Hey, call them and say it's you. They're here. And the mom like a three-way. We're gonna do a three-way. Things like that. Like it was better back then than it is now. I hate the way it is now.
My 23-year-old brother, he went to it was during Halloween time. He went to a party with his friends. He was like, "This shit was hella dry." He's like, "Everybody's on their phone." And then he went to a party with some people our age, from work and stuff. He's like, "That shit was lit." He's like, they were playing all the cuts. He's like, they were up dancing. He's like, nobody's on their phones. He's like, that shit. He's like, y'all know how to do it. Because my little brother, he grew up with my dad and with us, so he likes old school music and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That's
so
cool.
He was just like, man, he's like, I don't want to hang out with people my age anymore. He's like, it's just whack.
It is.
But I was just like, yeah, nigga, that's why we tell you to come out. But he
Yeah.
just kind of hangs till the wee hours in the morning. But
We're still young.
Which we tend to do.
On social media, do you think people try to make it appear better than it is sometimes, or
Yes.
something? Or that's probably
I think
what's
so.
the most centered around is making how it makes it look, or the next day, not in the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's now. I feel like a lot of people are chasing the moment. Young people, I'd say, they're chasing the moment, right? So they want every moment to be big because every moment they see is big. You think you go on your phone, you open up Instagram, whatever social media, you open it up, and you see something big. You see people throwing fucking fat parties or celebrities throwing fat parties, and they want to be a part of that. It's like that fear of missing out, right? The whole FOMO thing, right?
FOMO.
So they want to have that not only the experience, but if they can't have the experience, they want to at least portray it as that experience.
They wanted a life we had.
Yeah. we were doing some crazy shit.
Yes, we did.
You sound like
Stealing
a old head.
parents' cars, hiding gas.
That's some criminals.
That was her going home at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what
I couldn't even last that long.
Roman, what was your experience like? Because you were just kind of
oh yeah,
you were there, but we were quiet.
I'm always the observer. Yeah, so
Yes.
I had crazy cousins and stuff like that. I don't want to name drop, but so I would always just watch the shit go down, and I'm like, damn,
Why is
Nothing ever made you want to
he was
I always wanted to participate, but back then I was a little insecure and stuff too, so I didn't want to ruin my reputation by doing some dumb shit. So I always just watched and just had a good time.
Should you be more participatory now?
I think I would, but I mean I'm not able to, so I can't.
Right. So okay.
But yeah, I wish I did way more stuff now or then or whenever, but do you guys feel like you reached a certain level or something like that? Because I always feel you could always go to another level and have more fun, or try more experiences, or do more things. And I with you, you have the, I don't know how you would say it, the privilege of having both sides of being attracted to both sides and trying different things and stuff like that. Do you think you had more possibilities and stuff?
Oh,
that's a good question.
More opportunities and chances
To have fun.
to have fun?
He's like, to have fun?
Because
No.
I'm gonna drink to
I
that.
had more options, for sure.
a bigger pool.
Yeah, there's a bigger pool, but then
Damn.
the bigger pool, you gotta do more laps. So
That's
I ain't
right.
trying to do that. I'm going strong.
That's a lot of laps.
There's a lot of laps. But
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I don't know. I was always the girl in high school that like I said, it's people respected. I didn't really get tried by dudes a whole lot. So
I know Darwin tried.
We're bringing names. Just
name dropping. We're
I remember in elementary, okay, all of our
Yes.
friends, they had boyfriends and everything else, and Shorty didn't date nobody.
Yeah.
And I told her, I remember we were at her downstairs basement at her grandparents, and I was like, Shorty, where are we going? I was like, you don't date no boys. I think you like girls. And she's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, okay.
I was the first going there.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's
They
okay.
didn't prepare me for this. She's going
okay.
there. Go
But that's
ahead.
all I have to say, though.
We all love you.
Yeah.
No, that is.
Oh, that's where you're stopping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why? Was there more?
That's dope.
Was there supposed to be more?
Are we gonna get a cool
we?
story here? I'm just
I know. Paulina was the first
think
girl
I know
I
where you're
kissed.
going.
Yeah, I didn't know she was.
I was like, where are we going with this? I was like, where are we going?
Yeah,
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
I'm like,
say it
"You
all?
gonna do
Or?
it?" No, I didn't know she'd feel comfortable, so I didn't want to say nothing.
So I was looking
like,
at you. I said,
yeah.
So was it exactly like the Katy Perry song? You kiss a girl you
Well,
like
we
it?
were like, I don't know, like, we were 5th grade, I think.
yeah, we were like maybe 10.
No.
But
Yeah.
what is 5th grade?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
How-
about
what
10,
is
11.
5th grade?
10,
My son's
11.
in 5th grade.
Okay, so he's 10,
so
yeah. 10.
Yeah, we were at my grandma's house in the basement, and like,
That's
yeah.
what I told her. I was like, you know, I think you like girls. I don't think you like boys. And she's like, I don't know.
And apparently
And-
you like girls too.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then she's like, yeah.
Oh.
What?
That's dope.
No, I mean, like, I love women. They're very beautiful.
Yeah.
They're very attractive, right?
You'll kiss him.
Yeah.
I will kiss them. Don't get me wrong. I will.
Right.
But would I be in a relationship with them?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No, I won't. You know why?
Look,
I will be in prison. They'll be dead because I can't deal with their drama.
Yeah.
I'm not drama at all, but I don't want to deal with me. I don't want to deal with another person like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
welcome
yeah.
to our world.
So I don't want to
That's
deal
the
with
thing,
that.
though. Like, that's the thing, because I think a lot of failed relationships is that you have two people reacting upon emotion only, right?
We're talking about relationships now.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh, is this a high value
I'm drinking.
conversation?
I'm
we
drinking.
will have that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing is, and it's
Drink to it.
statistically shown, like, that most lesbian relationships end in domestic violence. Because there's a lot of emotion,
And
right?
death.
Yeah, it's a lot of
it
emotion.
true?
But also, there's a lot of men who are emotion, right? They're emotionally driven because they were never taught not to be, there's various circumstances that make a man an emotional man, which we shouldn't be. You know what I mean? But an emotional man, and then you're with a person who's just genetically emotional, right? A little bit more emotional than genetically speaking a man, right? And then your emotions flare, and that's a toxic relationship, right?
Yeah.
But now I think
All
that's
kinds
kind of
of
like
emotions,
yeah,
bro.
and it's kind of like
Relationships hard.
elevated. Like, having a toxic relationship is kind of cool. It seems like when I see like fucking people post on social media, especially
Right.
young single people, and it's like, why the fuck do you want that?
Roman's
Why
not
do you want the
filming.
comfort?
No,
It's all good. We're
still
recording. It's going on audio, but that happens, and so you have to have that, like, somebody who's in check of their emotions if you're gonna get with an emotional person. And,
Yeah.
like, in our circumstances, like, I know I had to not train myself, but I had to be aware of my emotional reactions, because my woman's an emotional creature. You know what I mean? So if I'm emotional towards her and her emotions, it's gonna
Emotions and
you know what I
emotions
mean?
equals
That's putting fucking water on a fucking frying pan with oil. You know what I mean? It's gonna fucking make a reaction. But if I'm not reacting
Make smoky,
emotional,
homie.
if I'm not gonna act emotional, let her
Good luck.
be emotional. It's better. It's better for her, better for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Less fights.
I feel you, bro.
Do you feel like you're an emotional partner, husband? You're a husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
hope
how
so.
do you feel like,
I'm an emotional one.
do you feel like you're like in touch with your wife's
Yeah.
emotions, and like you understand her being a female, and
I have a
Yeah.
lot of
how
questions
she
about this.
like how she
Yeah.
like needs to receive support
Yeah.
and affirmation and validation? Do you feel like you guys have been together long enough for you to be able to know like how she needs to be loved for her to feel secure?
Yeah. Most definitely.
He's keeping the good card.
No.
He don't want to be in trouble.
Like,
You don't want to be in trouble.
it's
good.
It's good because I feel like for me, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, and especially when you're in a relationship, you have to like be able to give and take, you know? And that's what it is.
Right.
But I also believe there came a point in my adult life where I was like, there's frames. I read a book and I was like, this is how I sell people, and this is also how I sell my relationships.
Right.
Not just to make money, but sell the ability to be a good husband, or the ability to be a good worker, or be a good soccer player, wherever. So I have to sell myself, you know? So I was like, if I can take the same approach that I do at selling, making money, to selling, making a wife, that's a pretty good approach.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to try that. But so I learned that there has to be a give and take. So there's like frames collapsing, and you're saying, look, there always has to be a dominant and an inferior. There, naturally, it happens
And
that
it
way.
changes, like it just
Naturally happens that way.
like
But it doesn't mean that it doesn't work that
and the
way.
man's not always the dominant. Like, you have to, like, those roles
No,
in certain situations are gonna transition, right? Or they're gonna
Yeah, they all change. Yeah.
hands.
Sometimes
like, you got to give that
Yeah.
Like sometimes I carry the emotional ball for whatever reason. Like I'm going through something,
Exactly.
or like let's say if I lost a close loved one, right? I'd be emotional. I would need her to be rational with me at that point.
Right.
So she has the rational ball. She's holding it.
So she has the inferior friend.
Yeah, and she's the dominant.
The dominant friend.
Yeah, she has to be dominant at that point because
so it's okay to give that power.
Yeah,
and be like,
but it's understanding that you have to pass that to your significant.
So you guys are comfortable with like your women like taking on that like
that especially when I need her to
role like that.
Yeah, because that's
a
form of toxicity too. When a man doesn't allow his woman or his partner to,
and anyone,
anyone,
I want the
whatever.
Mad Dog.
Go ahead. Whatever the relationship dynamic is, man and man, woman and woman, man and woman, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Yeah. You have to at least understand that you got. It's not always 50-50, right? Sometimes it's not always 50-50. Sometimes I can't give 50% for whatever reason, or she can't give 50%. So I gotta put in 70, she's putting in 30. That. You know what I mean? It's not always 50-50. That's the
they birth children.
That's the
that's love.
Yeah, and that's like the veil that's put over.
Sign of love.
Yeah, that's the veil that's put over people's eyes and like the lie that we're all told. It has to be 50-50.
Right.
Wait, what did you say the ultimate sign of love is?
Well, like what he's saying is he's trying to divide it into like society has taught us to be like 50-50. Well, the woman has to be 50%, the man has to be 50%. But what he's saying is sometimes it's not 50-50. Sometimes the man or the woman have to go 70% or 80%.
That I do agree.
And if that person is okay with it,
because we're human.
That's what I try to tell my
robots.
But some people get to where they keep it that way and they'll keep you at the 80 and then you'll stay at the 80.
And that's a bad situation too. But there's also
if it's like 80-20 for everything.
Yeah. And there's also people, mostly men, I would say, there's also people, mostly men, that think they have to be the majority provider, or they have to be the dominant. You know what I mean? So they don't allow their partner to be dominant sometimes when they should. And it's their machismo and toxic. You know, it's like a toxic trait that you don't realize about yourself, or you weren't taught to not do.
That's like how it is in bed. You know what I mean? Like in bed, you like.
Hey, some people want her to be dominant. Yeah. I don't always want to be the dominant.
I'm all about it, bro.
Sometimes I need to lay back. Like, go ahead.
Oh, so you guys want to be the dead fish?
The dead fish.
I've heard that term.
Exactly.
I haven't heard that one. That's a good one though.
Dead fish term.
I tried to tell her, I was like, I like my fish nice and smirky, like fucking next Friday.
Oh yeah.
Like Money Mike. I like my fish nice and smirky.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Alright, so without, I don't know, however explicit you guys want to get, but like, do you think for women it's different because like, say you go into a sexual encounter or something like that, right? You have sex, like you could, for a woman, do they get disappointed?
Yeah.
Or
oh yeah.
The man is always either thinking of themselves,
right,
or like, so is that why they choose not to?
I have more experience here.
This is for the ladies.
Yeah, this is for the ladies, basically. Yeah.
For the ladies.
I have thoughts, but you should have your first thoughts.
Go on.
You've been out with men longer than I have. What do you think?
I know, but go on.
What's your question?
The question is like, is that why you guys don't maybe not want to participate or explore that much? Maybe because a guy is always thinking of themselves. They're selfish because the guy could easily come or whatever and stuff like that, but they're not always thinking of the woman to please her. So it's like, why even try? I have to find someone solid, to do that with. So
that's easy money.
Okay, so
yes.
Oh, I know.
I know. I'm just being. Anyways.
Careful.
Don't be careful, fuck it.
No, I know. Okay, so with it being an experience, like I have been single for 4 years. Okay. And 4 years.
She's fine as fuck. Somebody better snatch her.
This shit about to go. You about to get somebody in your DMs.
Oh yeah. You get DMs.
Platform. Put on your
I don't have social media, okay? But anyways,
fuck you, don't.
Instagram is.
Put out your email right now.
Sorry,
I don't want the email.
Twitter.
Damn, what are you doing? So, anyways, I mean, I'm experienced, but I'm not, okay? So let me just say this.
Sorry. My facial expression.
Me, personally, I like to be manhandled.
No.
All right. So I like to be like.
She be lifting weights. She handle that nigga back.
You want somebody to shake it out.
I want them to be the man.
Right.
I want them to be the man. And I mean, like, if I can't get pleasured Okay, let's just say it that way. And they pleasure themselves more than I do. Okay, let me just say this. If they come before me, I'm going to be pissed. I get pissed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I get mad. I'm like, wait a minute. You're done? Right. No, you're not. Like, you better do something. Like, you better do something. And you better do something to get that up because I got to get me some. No, you know? I need to let my friends.
You got to take care of yourself.
Like, I'm not going to go home and have to handle myself. No, I want somebody to handle me.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So I get mad.
No, at least you're vocal about it and you do something about it because there's probably women who just like they won't say anything.
Thank you. No, I tell them. I get mad. Like I really do. And they're like, oh my god. And I'm like, no, you're not done. You better go in that bathroom. You better do something.
It's like a sport. That sounds.
You better watch some porn.
But do you think that's an approach? Like, you know, for example, like since you took it there, like maybe like. I don't know. Have you guys maybe felt like you didn't want to finish with her?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like you didn't want to. Like, you just wanted to get it over with for you. And
give me the scenario because it's like you're with them, so it's like why wouldn't you want to finish?
But the thing is like sometimes you're with them, but once you are intimate with them, that becomes like a whole nother thing.
It becomes a whole other thing.
So for example, like
that's true.
For example, like hypothetically, if I'm doing something with a female and we're bonding, vibing, whatever. And then it comes down to like me taking everything off, and then her pussy stink or something.
Turn off. There's a turn off.
Where you're like, okay, it's going there and it happened, but I have to take a rain check on doing any kind of pleasuring, or it could, maybe the man doesn't like appreciate you.
Yeah.
It makes us like we sit here and think like me personally. I'm like, am I doing something wrong or like
it is
it because of my body or is it something I did wrong?
Honestly,
you know, and I'm very vocal. I'm very straight honest. Like, hey, look. What is going on?
Right.
You know, I don't care.
Honest.
I'm scared. I want to know because it's all because it's this problem.
She's like, you're gonna make me come, motherfucker.
What do you have?
Come on.
Yeah, go ahead, Shirley.
Unless you want me to, I only have one story about. One story just kind of about that is like it was Valentine's. I was in college before the wife. She had somebody, so I was before all that. Okay, anyways, so yeah, I barely knew her. We went, saw a movie, and then I had like a big old like a grandma's Trailblazer or something.
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
So we did went to the park. Yeah, it was in the park. It was February. It was cold. So like I kept the heater running. And I would turn the car off because I was saving gas. But sometimes, we did it for a while. But I was like, damn, I cannot finish. I don't know because it was the cold or because it was in the park or whatever. But like that was the only time I couldn't like complete.
The thing
is, it wasn't. She was beautiful.
Yeah.
She, I don't know.
So you had some level. You had some level of attraction to her.
Cool. Yeah, but I don't know.
She wasn't cool. She was hella mad.
No, she was cool, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, some women don't need to finish it every time though.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
What? Huh? I want to know this.
Some girls don't finish. There's like only like what 1 in 3 that
naturally.
Okay, but you have to hit this right spot though with us. It's hard for us.
A lot of women don't.
That's like saying men go quick. I mean, sometimes
they can. You can.
But sometimes I don't.
I feel like if you don't appreciate the girl, or you just kind of
So it's not generic like saying,
do it fast.
It's a difference between
men need.
There's a difference between being attracted. There's a difference between being attracted to somebody.
But you guys go every time, except for Roman that one time.
Oh, I go every time.
Because it was cold. It was cold.
Excuse me.
I honestly think that it's just that the level of attraction was there enough for you to want to have sex with her, but the emotional connection wasn't there for you.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been there, bro. Like I've been there.
That might be deep too. No, it might be subconscious because it wasn't conscious.
Yeah, it definitely. You're thinking. You're rationalizing. You're rationalizing and you're thinking of reasons why it didn't happen. But I'll tell you because I've done this a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like and before I discovered more about myself, right? I would get sexually involved with people I wasn't emotionally tied to, and that's bad. That's toxic. I shouldn't do that. Men shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Unless it's like an agreed upon thing where like the female's attracted to you, you're attracted to the female, and they're like, hey, let's just have a hookup. Like, let's, that's a different story. But I would get sexually involved with a woman, and I had an attraction enough to have sex with them, but I wasn't having an emotional connection with them, and I couldn't finish. I would fuck them all night, couldn't finish because I only finish with someone that I'm really. I have to have that emotional connection to you to like do that, to like want to do that. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Or your mind has to be fully in it, because I know there was another time, and I don't know. Okay, another time, but no, I finished and everything like that. So basically, sometimes I like to have a funny movie on, right? That's my shit. Having a funny movie or a rom-com or. You know, I like it. It's a good movie.
That's great.
You gotta go to, homie.
There's one time.
Before the wife.
No. Well, anyways.
Story.
I know.
So basically, there's a movie on Netflix, right? And it's about like all gay guy cast or something like that, right? Nothing wrong with it.
Right.
No, it's like a new movie too, right? So like it's on in the background, and I'm doing my thing, but I think subconsciously I'm thinking of the movie, like Guys or something like that.
This is really
and it's just not floating my boat. So I'm like, I need to change this shit.
Yeah.
And not anything against gay people or anything like that. But I think it didn't work for me. So I put something on. Exactly, the subconscious. I put something on and had a great time.
Subconscious was
Alright, what do you have to say?
And Charlotte has like she's experienced with both because she's bisexual. So what is like ultimately? Have you had just better experiences with women, or are you more attracted to women so it gives you a better experience?
Is it 50-50? How is this?
Yeah, I want to know.
Well, I want to know. Hold on. Go ahead.
I have questions.
Which question? Your question first?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Is it 50-50?
What do you mean?
Which question is it?
50-50.
No, I was saying like because you've had like
female and
sexual
male.
attraction to male and female, but
What's better?
I'm saying, is it the emotional connection that makes the sex good? Like, because you've had sex with both sexes, right? Mm-hmm. So is it the emotional connection that's better? Like, what triggers you like sexually? You know what I mean?
Mental, number one, like that's just me personally. Like I'm just like I'm very like I talk, like I want to like whoever I talk to, like it's usually like a deep situation. Or like my friends were like, "Gosh, Charlie, like stop talking," like you know what I mean. But like I like to talk, so it's like a conversation. It's like a mental connection one. But I feel like women, like we're more emotional, so like I feel like it's definitely more intimate with women, and we can definitely like fuck around for hours and like it's great, like, you know what I mean?
It's true.
Like with dudes, like it's either like
wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
That or like it's not as emotional.
A long grind.
Yeah, it's a slow grind. It's like Jesus Christ. Like, but like with women, like it's just like more emotional and like and I don't like sleep around like that, like you know what I mean? But like I just feel more connectivity like with women, I guess you could say. Yeah. And I've definitely been with men, and the men I have been with, like I have like relationships with, I know them. Like I don't just like meet like a random dude and
somebody at the bar.
Like you know what I mean? So like there's like some type of like
connection
there. So like that, So like that's good.
Do you like regularly sleep with men that you keep a connection with?
That's a good question.
What do you mean?
And if you are, do you think that's toxic?
So for me, like just in my single phase, like there was definitely like one person who I was like
always go back to.
Like you know what I mean? Like we had a relationship. Not a relationship. Like we have a connection. Like we have a friendship. Like it's comfortability. Like you know what I mean? Like a lot of people can just like fuck somebody.
Was it
and
the
it's
sex
like,
or what was it? Like what made you come
familiarity?
Familiarity. Like I knew the person. Like we were comfortable with each other. So like it was like that. Like I feel like when you're first having a sexual encounter with someone, it's very like awkward. Like you know what I mean? Like with this male person, it wasn't awkward. Like you know what I mean? It made me feel very like comfortable with my body. Cause like
put it down is what you're saying.
But like me and like us, like we have like natural bodies for like what like not whatever reason, but like we have natural bodies, right? Like we're not like these Instagram people, but like they made us feel beautiful, like, you know what I mean? And women just know what women want, like, you know what I mean? So it's just very different. And, like, I don't know who said it, like, men, they just come. Like, for us, it takes us a long time. Some women can't come vaginally, or you gotta figure it out. Like, some women, it's just, like, clitoral. Like, you have to find a partner who's willing to, like, figure out.
There's all kinds
like,
of different terms.
Yeah, like, you just have to find a partner who's willing to figure out how your body works. And that's, like, what sex is to me. So that's why, like, multiple partners isn't for me. Because, like, why am I gonna let all these niggas run through me and, like, it didn't... Sorry. No, it's true. It's true.
I could give more of a chance, though, right? If you did have multiple people, because it'd be, like, more chances for them to... I don't know.
No, but like, if you don't know them, it's not a connection. And, like, you both know that, like, it's not gonna happen again. Like, why?
Okay.
I mean, you know, how can I say it? When I date, I don't have sex with them right away. I let them wait. That's what it is. You know,
how long? Steve Harvey?
3 months.
Steve Harvey's rolling.
3 months?
90 days? That's pretty legit. That's
about
old school shit.
You know, about like 2 to 3 months. You know.
I gotta ask something.
Yeah.
Okay, because in one of the books I'm reading, okay, they say that if a rational male, but he says if a woman is attracted to you sexually, she'll go to no lengths to get sexual with you, right? And a woman that makes you wait isn't super sexually attracted to you. Like, let's say Mark Wahlberg. Would you make Mark Wahlberg wait 90 days if he was attracted to you? That's what I'm saying. Right?
I mean, that's Mark Wahlberg.
But there's a man out there that she can be emotionally attracted to, just like Mark Wahlberg. There's a man out there that she probably would. But I'm just saying, would you let Mark Wahlberg wait 90 days? No, right?
No.
Wait a minute.
I ain't gonna see that nigga again. I know.
So if you
Hey, Mark Wahlberg only got 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
You know, I mean,
that's the thing though. Like what the book explains is that you should have sex with somebody when you're sexually attracted to them, right? And the mistake that men make is men can be physically we can be physically attracted but not know anything about you and just fuck you, right?
No,
but it's not good. It's not good.
What are you talking about?
No, with me is like I said, I've been single for 4 years. Okay,
not like a cow or nothing.
I date people, and I don't have sex with all of them, unless if I'm talking to somebody and I get to know them, and then like 3 months later, maybe you know. But the thing is though, like I can have sex with them right away if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I know I can. But the thing is though, I have a lot of self-respect for myself because I don't want to show that person that I am that easy. They'll be like in their mind and they're thinking, oh well, she dated, she dated so many guys. How many people did she have sex with?
None of their business.
I know, exactly. Like, I'm a grown woman, you know what I mean? But still, it's just showing them like, hey, look.
Is that a game though? Is that like playing the game though?
I mean, we play around with each other, but I'm not gonna go like home run with them.
No, but I'm just saying
like the game because there's like rules.
There's a whole like waiting.
These unwritten rules
like
of dating, right? Yeah, like
no, it's no.
Do you say that up front, or are you trying to play with the homie?
No, I tell them straight up. When I go on dates, okay, this is what I do on dates.
Is this a piece of paper?
At least you know.
No, let's get my notes. No, if I'm gonna date somebody, and if I'm gonna if I'm gonna
invest your time,
I'm not gonna. Yeah, exactly. If I'm not gonna invest, I'm gonna invest my time into them. So I'm like this. How many kids do you have? How many baby mamas do you have?
Isn't that fucked up? You gotta ask that.
No, I know. It's true. But no, I'm serious. Like, how many kids do you have? How many baby mamas do you have? How old are they? Okay. And then, what's your credit score and how much you make in a year?
Okay. It's just pre-qualifying.
Exactly. Like, here, like, literally, like, I'm ready to, like, we're older though. I'm not gonna invest my time into somebody that has a criminal record, that has 2 or 3 baby mamas with different different, you know what I mean, like kids, like 3 kids with different baby mamas, and especially they were like a year or 2 years apart. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
I don't know people.
I don't know. Like no, seriously, like I cannot. I'm a grown woman. Okay,
I got you.
I have a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
You don't
have to deal with my baby's dad. I don't want to deal with yours.
Right.
I
that's
really
a good package
no. I'm serious.
Thank
Like
you.
I don't want to deal with yours. If you have baby mama drama,
You ain't for me.
and I don't want to deal with that. I'm a grown woman. I
But
don't
not all
want.
baby mamas
I
are
don't.
drama.
Yeah.
Most of them are. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Does that
you know what I mean?
does that shorten
and
the
know that
circle?
you're not.
Yeah. Does that
You're-
shorten the pool for you though?
That's when I was like, no, I don't want to deal with
If
it.
you really
I
think
don't want
about
to deal with it.
like a highly sought after man, right? Like
Especially
a person
child support. No, you can't support me. You can't.
Right.
You're supporting. You know,
support
like
them ladies.
So-
you can't support me.
Yeah, it's true. But
Exactly.
so like
I mean,
in this,
I sound like
lot of
I'm
energy
high
supporters.
quality.
So would
but
you go-
no.
would you go
For a younger
you should
person
have
who
some-
doesn't have that baggage.
I was about to.
Oh, let me tell you, I dated an older person. I dated a younger person.
What's better?
Okay, so they're bullshit. Okay,
Maybe the men
I'm
you're fucked
serious.
with are-
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure
That's
a lot
why
of
I
guys.
don't
I'm sure a
date.
lot of guys though. Yeah. Go ahead.
So like, I dated a younger person
What was younger?
and
33.
26. Okay.
Damn.
Right.
So yeah, so I mean, like
Right?
he had 2 kids.
Young buck.
He had an ex-wife, but the problem
Come on, right?
was is that
Ex-wife.
yeah, the only problem was is that he got recently divorced when I got with him,
Right.
and he didn't go out there and travel. But I did tell him from the beginning when we were friends, hey, look. Go out there and travel. Go experience. You know, like go date. You know,
It's nice
find
of you,
yourself.
but I think you should have been
and
more
things like
focused
that.
on him for you.
yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see him like
You
that
put him in
at
the free
all.
agency.
Okay.
I didn't see him like that. You know,
You're
I
looking
was
out
just
for
as a
him.
friend.
Okay, yeah.
I
You
feel
know,
you.
I'm just doing it from experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trying to do him a favor.
But yeah, exactly. But
Niggas
then
no favors.
we started hanging out, more things got attached, and comes to find out, we just wasn't perfect for each other.
There you go.
So it was.
And that honestly, it sounds like from the jump, it probably wasn't going to work because
Yeah.
if you didn't have, so this is the thing, like if you didn't have the attraction to him right away, you don't want to try to build the
I
attraction.
don't think it was attraction.
But it's never gonna be- but it's never gonna
But I
be-
think you
it's
should
never gonna
even
be worth
give him
it.
that advice.
Well, he
you're
wasn't
gonna
that
be with
nice.
him maybe
Honestly,
later on
hey,
possibility.
he wasn't that nice.
It's never
No,
gonna be
he
worth
wasn't
it.
a man because
Yep.
he wasn't there for me because
Yeah.
you know shit happened. I'm not gonna lie. I broke my foot. He didn't want to be a man about it,
yeah.
and then he ditched me. Yeah, so that's what happened.
Yeah, then he didn't deserve.
You know
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
you
it's
know,
never gonna be it's never gonna be worth it. If you if there's somebody that you have to wait for, you have to give time to buffer before you can accept them, or not accept them, but to be with them, it's
Buffer.
never worth it, bro. It's never worth it. Like Lauren, I was attracted to her immediately. I knew I was attracted
love
to
at
her.
first sight.
Yeah, I knew I was attracted to her. I knew I wanted to be with her.
That's how it was
I
with
knew
Shania, bro.
that we had I had an attraction for her, right?
Yeah.
And when we were separated and stuff like that,
Was it her
I would
booty?
have to.
Was it her booty?
Could have been a few
Love.
things, but
Love.
there's women that I've talked to, and I'm like, okay, I didn't see them like that at first, right? Like they were friends or whatever, and then I tried and stuff like that, and it just doesn't work out. And I'm realizing now that I'm researching more, it's never worth it.
getting hot.
If you don't have that attraction for somebody at the beginning, it's never worth it. So you shouldn't try to, make it worth it. You shouldn't try to like wait and try to marinate it. It's never worth it. It's never worth it to marinate. You're either attracted to the person or not. Like women either are gonna, when they meet a man, they either know they're gonna fuck him or they're gonna buck him. He's gonna be a friend.
Oh,
Right?
Same with
And
men, too.
eventually
That's how I was.
they might let him fuck if he proves himself right, but it's never worth it. It's never as good as the guy who they see and they want to fuck right away. It's never as good. So you shouldn't even give them the time of day. If
But
you
it's
don't have
not the
attraction.
size of the bow.
I don't know. I
don't
think it's what you want to put up with, right? So if you really
Exactly.
love somebody or cared about somebody and wanted to make it work, you're gonna put up with a lot of shit.
I put up with a lot of shit.
I'm sure, and
That's your problem.
No, I did. I was in a relationship for like 17
Right.
years.
Yeah.
I put up with a lot of shit.
How old are we, bitch?
30, 40.
Oh, Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
So I mean, like I put up with
And
a
was
lot
it
of
worth
shit.
it? Because I wonder, because it's like, you guys, I'm sure you guys had a lot of,
We had ups and downs.
Yeah, quality
Not
time
gonna
and
lie.
stuff like that. A lot of intense, love. or
We were
whatever.
young.
Yeah.
We were very, very
But
young.
at the end of the story, was it worth it, or did you think you could have pulled out sooner or something?
Pause.
So I
Or
mean,
he could have.
Damn.
sorry.
You don't want to go there, bro.
Because there's a difference between if you're having sex with somebody and you're in a sexual relationship, you're not involved with their life. You shouldn't be, at least. A lot of men can't do that. They get involved with people's lives. That's why they have multiple baby mamas. That's why they have all these problems, because they don't know how to cut that tie.
cut that tie.
They just keep stretching their emotional boundaries,
See that?
and you shouldn't, right? Your emotional boundaries should be tight.
He's a
You should be a tight-knit circle, right? but then anything outside should just be outside. It doesn't affect the circle, right? The circle's not affected. The rest of it is just, and that's only if a person can, like only sought after, because guys can't. The thing is women can choose their sexual partners, right? Men have to attract a sexual partner.
What do you mean?
Why do you say that?
Yeah, because
as
a guy, I can't go out and just like, I'm gonna have sex tonight. I don't know.
We don't think that.
No, but if you guys wanted to, you could though.
We could.
Especially you two. You guys are beautiful, right?
We could if
exactly.
we wanted.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, we don't.
I can't just go. I can't just go out. I can't just go out. Even if I went out and like it was a room full of dudes who were a room full of dudes who didn't take care of themselves, right? And I walk in there fresh after a haircut and a shower. I still can't say, oh, I'm having sex tonight. You know what I mean? I have to attract somebody to want to have sex with me, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
That's how women feel too. But I mean, we don't sit here and think, oh, we know we can have sex with
people. Well, you can though.
I mean, we do because
that dude is like just one.
You really can.
There's a difference. There's a difference of a woman and there's a difference of a girl.
Standards too, though.
Yeah,
it all comes
I have self-respect,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's girls that don't have self-respect, and I know a lot of girls that don't have self-respect. That's let's.
But they could keep it under wraps, and people wouldn't know that.
Yeah. And a guy can't do that.
A guy can't do that.
A guy can't do that. He can't be. He cannot be like a person who has no self-respect and fuck whoever he wants because they're not gonna fuck him. If he doesn't take care of himself, like he has to attract a male, he has to attract a female, he has to attract or a male.
That's
gay guys. But he has to attract a sexual partner.
Is true.
So if women are selective, men have to be attractive, right?
Not attractive physically.
Whatever attracts somebody, right? Whatever attracts somebody, but they have to at least.
So that's your high value question.
Yes,
some work that goes
with high value people, right? And we'll get to like what makes a person high value to us individually. But if a person is very high value, okay, let's say like I'm just gonna put this out there. And not everybody's gonna be like attracted to the same person, but like let's say Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right?
I wouldn't have sex with them.
See, there's a lot of people who would. Jason Momoa or somebody like that.
No, I wouldn't either.
Why do you guys say you love him?
I do. I model myself after dark-skinned guys. So when I see dark-skinned males and I see if they're really attractive,
The Rock, your eyebrow.
Do it.
If I see
If
I see a dark-skinned male, I try to model myself after that attractive dark-skinned male, right? Because that's
like
relativity, right? Yeah, George. But anyways, so
oh my God.
the point I was trying to make is a highly sought-after man, right? Women are gonna know he has that option to have sex with other women. Yeah. It just comes with him. It comes with the package, right? Yeah. Like Dwayne Johnson, and he has multiple baby mamas, but he could be with somebody and they're gonna be like, holy shit, this is a fucking hot guy. Women are gonna flock to him.
Nope.
He could fuck who he wants, but I have to try to keep him, right? That's the thing of women, right? Now a man, a man has to make himself as sexually attractive as possible to be high value. Yeah. But what makes?
I'll be all over him, but I won't fuck him.
I'm just conversation.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
You just said The Rock. Who's that?
It happens. You drop Dwayne Johnson's name. It happens. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't.
So my question, I guess, the question I want to get to, like, as you guys, single females, right, who are attractive, what makes somebody high value to you?
Personality.
What makes somebody, okay.
Mine is personality. Mine is, somebody that has their shit together.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Meaning that, they, like I said, they don't have multiple baby mamas. They
goes
have,
to the pre-qualification question.
Yeah.
That's good. She knows what she wants.
Yeah.
So what? Because you said earlier, like, you don't just be fucking everybody.
No.
So what makes it to where, like, you're like, oh man, he can get it.
Right.
Like, what makes that?
What's a high sexual attraction?
Okay, somebody that respects me. Okay, this is what my big turn on. Mm-hmm. I can have a conversation with somebody, right? I can.
Yeah.
Anybody. Mm-hmm. I can go to a bar tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
And have a conversation with anybody. I know. Yeah. But if they're on their phones, bye.
So you want their attention?
Yeah. I want somebody to look at me in the eye and look at me like I'm the only woman in the room. I never had that before. So I did have that one time, but I want that again.
That's good.
I want somebody that has the same sense of humor as me. Mm-hmm. Somebody that has goals and morals. I always ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's good standards and they already have good standards as it is, I'm gonna fuck with you.
Okay.
Not like sexually ways, but like I'm gonna. I'm
right,
gonna
but you want to seek a relationship
exactly.
with a person.
I'm gonna put my interest and all my effort into you.
Now here's the question, and Sade can think about and reflect on this now that she's thinking of her highly sought after, highly attractive person, right? You're attracted to those things. Those are very attractive qualities in a man.
Yes, it is.
A lot of women are going to find that same man attractive, right? So, with that being said, you're going to go into a relationship with that person, right? That dream pictured person, and you're going to know he's going to have the opportunity to find a woman who finds him attractive too. And you might not always be there. You know, a man like that is going to have a good career. Okay, if he has a good conversation, if he's, all the things that you listed, he's going to have a good career, make like 6 figures a year, right? That man's going to be doing some traveling. He's going to be sought after. So the thing is most of the qualifications women have for men are usually a high value man, right?
No.
Usually. And you can like shave some of those off and settle for a person, but if it was if it was all the qualifications you listed, that's going to be a very high sought after man.
Okay.
So if that high sought after man knows he's a high sought after man and he tells you, hey, yeah, we can be in a relationship, but it's going to be an open relationship, would that still attract you to that person?
Oh,
Or would
you want him to be straight up with you, or would you want him to keep it secret? And
you
want that exclusivity?
Be open.
Yeah.
Be open with me. Tell me.
Right.
You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But you guys are talking about like I'm looking for somebody that has 6 figures and everything
But
else.
a man that has those qualifications.
No, I just don't want.
I G'd him.
I know, but the thing is,
inbox him. And I was like, I was just listening to this.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not looking for somebody that is all the way up here.
No.
Everybody is nobody's not up here.
Let's say he's upper middle.
I'm being honest, and nobody. Everybody in this room, even outside of this room, I'm being honest, is not up here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody has their flaws.
Yep.
Okay.
It's an excuse, though.
No, I'm being honest.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just looking for somebody that is interested in me, that can keep me happy.
You want love, is what you want.
Exactly. That's what it is.
I saw a meme that said I'm done worrying about if they like me. I'm worried about if I like them.
That's how it should be.
That's what it is.
That's what it comes down to.
That's what it is.
What I was talking about earlier, like how you sell yourself to others and how others view you is how you're able to essentially keep a relationship. Especially if you're ugly like me. Like I have to be really good. I have to be really good like at selling chalet. Like
I don't think so.
For example, like when I was young, I had a problem with like having crooked teeth.
Yeah,
you know?
Okay.
Right.
Did you have braces?
Yeah, I had adult braces. Yeah.
I didn't know you do that.
Yeah, see? People forgot. That's good.
I was like, oh shit, this is great. People didn't get braces when our age, short age.
I had a lack of confidence.
I know, I did too.
I had to, essentially, I feel like I had to like find another talent to attract women. And I still did. I drove a bucket, bro. Remember that Saturn I used to drive? Hey,
so you're like
that was no problem. That was no problem. I was like, this is not a problem.
But guess who you got with though? A dime piece.
A dime piece.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I still have to sell it.
Yes,
I still have to do a lot of selling.
That's the thing. A man has to keep himself attractive, right? A man has to keep himself attractive.
That's a problem.
Yep. But
to me, you know,
I think men have to keep.
Looks
when you're trying to marry somebody,
looks have a lot to do with it. Looks have a lot to do with it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna get with somebody that looks like they came from underneath a fucking rock. You know what I mean? I want somebody that takes care of themselves, like hygiene. You know, like me personally, I'm very.
I almost married a woman that I wasn't
I'm
physically attracted or not as much.
Right.
You know? Then I realized it was important. If Shalay got fat or whatever, you know.
She's never.
Or was in a wheelchair. Like I truly love her.
Yeah.
To the point
that
that's the difference.
Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah. So it does come down to just love. It does come down to just love.
But meeting somebody from a single person though, we look at looks, okay? Me personally, I want somebody that has a nice beard.
Yeah.
They don't have to be fit. I don't want somebody that is fit.
Right.
That is at the gym every damn day. That is built. Okay, if they do, fine. But I don't want somebody like that. You know why? They're the most ignorant assholes out there.
That's true.
It's true because you know why? I grew up with our family.
Like that. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm being come to Thanksgiving.
Like I'm being honest. I don't care as long as I don't care if they're fat. I don't care if they're skinny. If they have a sense, if they have the same sense of humor like me, like because I'm goofy as fuck. I really am. Yeah. I'm funny. You know, and like if they have the same sense of humor as me, they have the same goals, the same morals, and everything else. That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But you have to do things. You have to have ambitions. You have to keep your partner invested in you because other guys are constantly after your woman. It's just a known fact.
And the same thing as women too.
Yeah.
We feel the same way.
There's just
there you go.
That's just how
that's
it is.
Good.
So you got to continue to.
Gotta step up your game.
When guys get lazy, you think about, look. So 80, I think it's 80%. You could like. Whoever watches it can look at it up there. Look it up themselves. I think it's 70 or 80% of divorces are initiated by women, right? And what happens is the man becomes lazy, right? The man becomes lazy. The man becomes complacent. He doesn't keep himself attractive. So he either gets fat or he stops making enough money.
What do you say? What do you say to women who like they'll get out of a relationship and then they'll even try harder, like just taking care of themselves and stuff like that and looking better and stuff.
That's good.
They're attracting.
Good, but why are they not doing the steps? In the relationship.
Because was he?
Wait. Rephrase that.
So Roman's saying like when a woman gets out of a relationship, then she starts doing all this extra shit. Like she starts hitting the gym, starts going to Pilates, like she starts doing some laps.
I can tell you why.
Oh.
Yeah, she wants to feel good about herself.
I can tell you.
Like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody,
sometimes y'all don't
Shit was toxic.
No. When you're in a relationship with somebody, I don't want to say you lost yourself, but your comfort with somebody. You know what I mean?
You don't think about yourself.
Yeah, you always
That's not our problem, though.
You don't think about yourself. You know what I mean? You're always you don't have time. You sit there and you think like, I don't have time. I have kids, I have family, I have work, I have dinner, I have cook and cleaning and homework and everything else, okay? So when you're single, when you get out of a relationship, you don't have nothing to do besides work, house, and kids. Then your other time is like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to feel better about myself. Not just for people, but you're doing it for yourself.
For you, and sometimes your partner didn't appreciate like your beauty.
Yeah, because like I was 216 pounds when I was in a relationship. So when I got out of a relationship, I dropped weight to like 127 pounds in 3 months.
Was that unhealthy though?
Jesus Christ.
No, it wasn't healthy because I wasn't on a divorce diet because I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep or anything like that. But I started going to the gym because I started feeling better about myself and everything else like me.
So that should have told you the relationship was the problem.
It could be.
The relationship was if you were gonna make such a positive shift.
I wasn't thinking about, but I didn't think about. But when people are in a relationship, okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What would you do if she left you? What would you do?
I mean, I'd probably take more. I take steps to better myself in the relationship, but I'd probably take more steps because I would know at that point I have to attract another mate. Like no woman's just gonna come to me. Like because no woman's just gonna come to me. Especially after I was in,
He doesn't speak for all of us.
But especially like
Thank you.
So especially knowing that like she's gone, right? Now I have these bills, I have whatever, I have to attract a mate. So I have to go out and better myself. Whether that's physically or you know what I mean, like whatever it may be, financially or something like that to attract. So that's the thing. That's like you're like, okay, they're gone, I have to bring another one in here. And I'm not just gonna bring someone I'm not just gonna bring another person into my situation that looks like the situation my person just left. Because they left for a reason.
You just have to reflect.
So you don't want to leave the reason there for this next person to come in and see.
You know? Have to reflect. Exactly. But I don't know, man.
So that's what makes somebody high value to you. Like obviously you're married, but like maybe like whatever, like what makes Shalay high value, or like what would you find something high value in a partner?
We share the same spiritual morals. You know, we believe that men and women are supposed to become one and live as one, as the Bible says, and all that. And we also believe in like honoring the covenant we made in front of God in church. You know, so for me that's the ultimate thing. Right. Because if I cheat on that, that's not a battle I necessarily have to take with Chalet. That's a battle I have to take with
the
higher power.
Right.
And that's a harder battle to me
And
that
yourself.
I don't want to deal with. Huh?
Right.
And myself.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a battle of yourself. Basically.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me going, because I don't want to have that battle with and honestly, like Chalet's fine. So you know, like that helps.
If she was open to having an open relationship, though, could pursue that? Like if she was like, yeah, exactly. See?
Absolutely not.
No.
Oh.
So the thing is okay, because I'm a spiritual person too, right?
Yeah.
But like King David, King Solomon, they had their wives who they loved.
Yeah.
Didn't affect the kingdom, right? There could only be one king, one king.
It did affect the
but
kingdom.
yeah, to an extent.
David
he killed Bathsheba's husband, so he can get with Bathsheba. But they still birthed Solomon, right?
They gave her a baby.
And that baby died. But Solomon was born through her. Solomon was born through her, and Jesus was born through Solomon. So did God frown upon that?
Was Solomon born through?
Yeah, Solomon
her?
was born through Bathsheba. And then
mistress, dude.
Through the mistress. So that's my point, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like some type of, is this like infidelity?
The covenant was through.
It's where your intentions lie. Like
David
if you were having outside relations that were just not emotional, just physical relations, and it didn't
but
touch.
David realized that he messed up, though.
Yeah,
David realized he messed up.
But I'm just saying,
there's no benefit of
right.
in that.
But if it was okay, right, and you guys had that like agreement upon each other and stuff, because I understand where you're coming from, because I feel a lot of the same way. Like I'm not going to go outside of the relationship for various reasons. One, because I don't want to betray her. Two, because I know that I'm being looked at from spiritual eyes, right?
Right.
And what you do in the spiritual sense to harm your spirit, it comes back to you sevenfold. The Bible says that, right? So you don't want to bring that upon yourself. But if the parameters were changed, I'm saying, and she would allow it, and would you pursue it?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I would.
Good.
I would feel too. Like I said, I hold myself to a moral of what I read and what I know.
That's good.
So, and for example, like learning about David,
right,
and being like, damn, David's about to get with Bathsheba,
right,
bro. This motherfucker really about to kill this motherfucker.
Killed her husband to fuck her.
And smashed her. Was watching her and stuff.
Okay, good story. Good drama.
No. And David, the whole story of David, the whole story of David is very relatable, I think, to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he had an amazing relationship with God, and then he had like this big fallout, and felt horrible.
Right.
But because of the relationship he had with God in his first years, most of his life, God forgave him. I can't look at my daughter in the face.
Right.
I can't look at my daughters in the face and say, it's okay for other man, your husband, to go and fuck other girls and then come and fuck you and then have kids with you.
Right.
That's not what I did with your mom.
Yeah.
So why the fuck are you doing it?
Right.
Because it comes back to the whole, like, if I'm asking you to do something, I'm going to see if I'm doing it myself.
Right.
I'm never going to ask my kids anything that I didn't do myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to be like, well, why are you asking me to have just one husband and have somebody be faithful when you weren't faithful to mom? When you had other bitches.
Yeah.
So I don't want that.
What if she does, though? What if, like, your daughter or my daughter, like, they grow up in a different era and they do?
I think, like you said, I think there's a matter of, I think most people seek acceptance and just sympathy and love. So I would definitely show that to her.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I absolutely agree with what you're doing.
Like,
I'd be honest with her.
Yeah,
I just give her the pros and the cons, because, like you said, there are pros. Like, of course, like I see women at the gym sometimes, and I have to look away. You know, I'm like, yo, and there's no problem. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck him if I keep looking at him.
Right.
Why do you look away though?
Well, for me, like spiritually too, it's also not just me touching and being inside a woman that's cheating, but also thinking about another woman in that sexual manner. Yeah, absolutely. To me,
it's like just admiring, like admiring a female.
Oh, I
body.
admire her, but sometimes like the eye.
Obviously, you're not.
The eye can be very.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I can be very like can be very influential and yeah. But I've learned how to control myself, and I learned how to live up to it.
It depends, because like a man can look at a woman, okay, and be like looking at him up and down, and then that woman is looking at him up and down, right? Okay. So for example, like if I have a man that's looking at me up and down, I'm watching him, that's going to make me think like, oh shit, he's checking me out. You know, he's going to like, he's liking me, he's feeling me.
But what's wrong with that? Like,
okay,
Women really respond to that though.
No, but I'm just saying,
if it's an attractive guy, they will.
Yes.
Some do.
But you know what I mean? Like, I can understand where he's coming from. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
It's a very different it's a very different approach as far as like being faithfully not just physically but being faithfully also mentally, because the Bible also says that. The Bible, and I'm not saying like, you know, I'm perfect, because I be looking like I be, you know, thinking, but it's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I said that earlier. Like we're in relationships, not fucking dead. Like you know what I mean? Like exactly. I feel like it's healthy to be able to look at another man and another woman and say like, damn, like she's fine, he's fine. Like you know what I mean? And your partner be able to be like, I appreciate that, and that like that kind of keeps the relationship kind of like going fresh. Like your counterpart is like, okay, like you know what I mean, and not even like in a like being intimidated, like you know what I mean. She's seeing a different side of you and saying like, oh, like he's also attracted to like X, Y, and Z. Not saying that she has to like fulfill X, Y, and Z, but she's seeing that. I feel like her seeing you be, you know, like noticing other people is like her being like, oh, this isn't fake. Like he's being honest with me.
I don't know. I do tell her that. Like, I do tell her that.
I didn't think girls would think that.
I do
think
be
like
honest
that.
with her,
Like
though.
I want you to be honest with me and be like, because like it's kind of naive for me in my thought process to think like my partner, male or female, would never be attracted to anybody, because like I always like want to improve. It's not because it like what somebody else looks like, but I want to know like what makes my partner tick. Like you know what I mean. So like maybe if it's like a fat ass or like big titties,
but also
or like
for me it goes back to like being spiritual, because for example the Bible talks about how the fight is not against flesh, it's against spirits. It's against you know, so that's when that happens, it's not, I know that I'm just because I'm thinking about something, I'm not like, oh man,
you're not gonna
I know
act on it.
But also I know that that's also
a path
too. It's like an invitation. Right. So I have to learn how to control that and for myself, and I just like that. It's the standard that I hold myself to, type of thing, you know.
I feel like mine has to be intangible. These people are people that I would never really see in real life, or because
so your partner wouldn't be okay if like it was somebody like you could actually get to.
And that's the difference. So, like my partner is.
If I knew she was into girls, or if I knew she was okay with something,
of course she'd be okay with that.
Then.
You got him off guard.
Well, honestly, like we went to Miami, we went to KOD. You know, we've been to strip clubs together and stuff. There's been nights
I love that
like we've
Nothing's wrong with that.
She basically told me like, oh, you know, whatever to make your dreams come true, and like, you know, she's willing to do things. In the spirit of the moment or something like that. Not all the time, right?
She's a Libra though.
She is.
I like that.
But
like we're just like whatever.
But it's not all the time though. So if it was all the time, and if I mentioned these things, I think it'd be a problem. So it has to be people who are intangible, like a movie star, Instagram model.
You're never gonna see them again. Right. Like that kind of stuff.
That is like more. That's not realistic.
But that's what he's saying. Like. She wouldn't want the pressure or the anxiety of like having somebody
and I wouldn't want to give that to her.
Like you know what I mean. So if they go to somewhere like Miami or Aruba and like that's what he wanted, she's like, okay,
right,
we ain't gonna see these motherfuckers again. Like do what you do. Like let's do what we do. But if homegirl's like right around the fucking corner, like
that's different.
Hell no.
Right.
That's different. Like, you know what I mean?
Different. It's way different.
But
I'm not fucking anybody. I'm not letting nobody.
You ain't fucking nobody.
I ain't fucking nobody.
I said that
ain't letting Shalay touch nobody.
He's like, I'm looking down the whole damn time.
I'm just having a good conversation. Because sometimes I feel like I want to have relationship with women and not want to have sex with them. I feel like there's a benefit of that. There's a value in that. You know what I mean?
Wait, what? Say that again?
Well, before, like, my only goal was to...
you just want a friendship with a female.
Yeah.
I think that's possible.
But I think...
It is possible. That's what I have. And you guys are like...
No. But no, we've already had a relationship, though. Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about... He's talking about...
I have friends I have friends that I talk to that I never had sex with.
Okay, let me say something.
Well, that's good.
And I... But when you have sex with somebody, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, you're emotionally connected to them.
That's what I'm saying. If my values don't line up with yours, like, I mean, thinking that I wasn't married or something, like, I'll fuck with you and shit, but I'm never gonna seek something further with you, because that's just not.
So, like, for example, right?
You know.
For example,
I'm gonna
like
shut up on this.
I talked to Shalay and Gus. I talked to you
Right.
and Lo.
Yeah.
On some separate shit. Me and Lo would be fucking in stitches, like just
Making sure
sharing like
girl
fucking
stuff.
like fucking Instagram memes. Just like bitch,
Yeah.
like it's just like I'm dead.
Right.
Like that's funny. Like we talk about like whatever. Like if we're going out and doing something, like I'll hit Gus, like whatever. I'll hit Shalay. Like I was like Lo, like give me Rudy's number so like it's easier for me to like hit him up about stuff like
But
this.
that's
Like you know what I mean?
different though.
But no, I'm saying like you know what I mean. But
I
like I haven't put that in their heads. Like you know, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, of course,
Right.
like you know what I mean. Because like it is like a platonic situation,
Right.
like where you haven't made Shalay feel uncomfortable about me at any point. You
Right.
haven't made Lo feel uncomfortable about me. I feel comfortable asking both of them or talking to both of them. Like it's not like that. So that's why I'm saying I know that men and women can be just like platonic friends.
Yeah.
And I truly believe men can control themselves.
Yeah.
But like they just have to like want to. Like they have to be in a really stable place.
Right.
Like they have to be in a genuine place.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? And like I'm not gonna ask you for your number.
Right.
I'm gonna fucking go to Lo
Right.
and be like, can I get, and she's like, yeah, girl, for sure. Like here it is.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like just so like it's never a question.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Right.
I still ain't used it, but I got it just in case.
Right.
But cause I'm like, I honestly like don't open my IG that much. Like you know what I mean? So like sometimes like it's a minute or whatever. But like there's certain females that like you're women
Right.
are just comfortable with. Like you know what I mean? That
Exactly.
they know.
But there's some
like,
that they're not.
Like and there's some that there's
Right.
not.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
for whatever. Like
Right.
who the fuck is that bitch? Like some Friday
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
Like she's like,
You have to have that communication. If you don't,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yep.
And as for speaking from experience, from mine and from their experience, we're gonna look somewhere else to have somebody just have that spark.
I
That's
just feel like
the truth.
in any relationship that's working, and it sounds like Roman can probably like he maybe understand, like all of you guys understand it, but like you have to have something more than just like the physical to bring to the.
We have to have emotional.
You know, like you know what I mean. So like that doesn't have to be like number one. Like it's primal because like the thing that people don't understand is like women are primal too. Like it's just like it's not normal for us or it's not accepted for us to be that way. But like we want the same things, but you guys also have to like in those low moments, like you guys both have to have something to connect on. Like we both like I don't know, fucking watch Jeopardy. We both like documentaries. Like
Steve
you know
Harvey,
what I mean?
Family Feud.
You gotta have he's got a damn court show.
Yeah, he's a judge now.
Jesus Christ.
Who is? Steve
Harvey. Yeah.
He's a judge now?
Yeah, that's next episode. But
Wow, I
but
didn't
that's
know
what I'm
that.
saying. Like, sex isn't the only thing that keeps you through. Like, you guys have to have common values, interests, like what you guys all said.
Yeah,
So
communication.
communication, like so. Sex is very important, but in those times that it's not happening, you have to be interested in that person in a different way.
Let me
I
tell
told
you-
Shalay that if I die before her and she has sex with someone else while I'm dead, I'm coming back to harm.
Why? Why?
Okay. What?
You don't want her to be happy.
Why?
Why?
Let me ask you,
You never
why?
touch her.
You're
Yeah.
never you're
dead.
You're dead. You're not gonna
The covenant
tease
we
her.
made, it wasn't
This is
like
death do
do
us
it.
part though.
Then you
It-
die.
Until death do us part. But
Then you're
How'd
part.
you
You're
die?
part now.
I don't
Till
know.
death do you part.
You're parted.
You died. You parted.
Yeah,
You call your
You parted.
I want to hear
It's
this. I want to hear this.
It's all
Why?
good. I'm just. I
There's
don't know.
nothing to hear. He parted.
Where does that song go?
You know, he said he wants to come
You're
and
being
harm her. Why?
selfish.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to myself. I can't help
Yeah.
it. Even in
Okay,
death.
selfish.
Even in death.
See that? No, that's the thing. Like,
Even
so
in death.
with your guys' relationships, right? Like, you guys have been with your wives, and you guys have not had time separated from your wives, right? Like, you guys got married, and you guys stayed married, right? So, like in my situation, I've been with her, and then we've been separated. I've known she's been with other people, right? It's a tough pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, that doesn't affect me. Like, that's her. That's her path.
No, for
she
sure.
walked her own
You
path.
can't-
know
you
what I mean?
can't judge
And we
her
weren't
on
together. like, so the same thing. Like, you would be dead. You wouldn't be together anymore. So she has her own path to walk.
I wouldn't worry about it. I was just kidding.
But there's men out there.
But I feel like if she died, I would honor her death. I might not have sex everywhere. I feel like there's a spiritual benefit in that.
Yeah,
I feel like you know what I mean? But I'm not doing it because I want my friends to think I'm cool. I want to do it because
there's men out there who can't swallow that pill like I did, right? There's men out there who they break up with somebody and they still think they're theirs, and they're like, oh, you fucking with so and so, and
I don't spit, I swallow.
They have that like prideful like I own you thing. Sorry. But you never own a person. You never own them. Own a person. It doesn't matter what time you spent together. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. Doesn't matter how much connection you've shared.
Don't look at me like that. Like I own Chalet.
You don't. What definitely.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, just Chalet as a person. Nobody owns it. Her.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I don't know. I want this question to you. I don't think it's gonna fly. But anyways, okay. So say if your wife wanted to do something out of the ordinary, you could ask me the same question, maybe a different one or the same. But like if she's like, hey, like I want to go to like an orgy party or something like that. Are you down?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Okay.
Why?
Absolutely not. Okay.
Because it's against his religious values.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
At the very end of the day, I mean, would it turn me on? Would it have we had things that have come up and we're like, what if we did this? You know? Yeah. But then
are they thinking about that person while I'm having sex with them?
Something like whatever.
That too.
Yeah.
I heard
whatever.
that before.
Yeah. Whatever. So at the end of the day, it's just not a spiritual thing that. The spiritual battle that I want to take on. Okay. It just doesn't line up with like my spiritual values.
What about you?
I think
Same
it's
question.
I mean, definitely, I would attend if she'd want to. I personally
think just be filming it.
It would,
he's a producer.
It would be hard for me to like see her, like fully in it. Like if she's more into it than when we're doing it and stuff. But I want her to be happy and experience that. So I would just chuck it up and do my thing and whatever. I would experience it. Yes, I would attend.
Oh.
Shorty, if you were in a relationship, would you?
Yes.
Man or female?
She's like, hell yeah.
What about you, Paulina?
Yeah.
How about you, Rudy?
I've had to swallow that pill. I've had to experience
not in front
that.
of you,
but
though.
but damn near. Just damn near.
Damn.
Okay. Just damn near. I'll say that. Okay. We weren't together, but I'd seen her out with somebody, and the long story. But
another podcast.
I would, if that's what is going to be pleasing to her, but as long as she's open to what's pleasing to me too. Yeah. Right. And now that I'm becoming more mature, she understands that I'm that type of person, and we've talked about that. And she's like, well, yeah, I mean, shit, threesomes, whatever. It's a thing, right? It's an open reality. We can't limit ourselves if we both want those
cool.
things.
I don't knock anybody.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's whatever works for your personal situation.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Whatever path you're on.
Right.
I don't think you should judge other people for
what's for
them.
I was actually one to bring something up in our relationship before, and it almost kind of happened, and looking back at it, we were both like, man, we're kind of glad that didn't happen. Maybe we would have felt bad now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we kind of save ourselves. So I think subconsciously, going back to that, we knew that that's what our body wanted, but
not mentally.
And the Bible says, we shouldn't really. The battle is also to not try to feed our body, to not try to get everything we fucking want and desire. Mm-hmm. There's a good benefit and reward in that.
Yeah.
To keep it in moderation too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm trying to look at the bigger picture, I guess, which is after I'm dead, where's my soul going to go? Mm-hmm. I wanted to rest. I wanted to please God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You talk about death a lot.
I know. It's a new year. I don't want to die.
Yeah. No. I hope we all get to be 90.
There's right.
Something does happen.
Betty White. Rest